What is up? My name is Andrew Tran. I am the founder of this group, Influential Brands for Entrepreneurs, and also a little mirror action here, the founder of Physio Memes as well. So, what I'm going to talk about today is what should I be doing to maximize. What should I be doing on Instagram to maximize my business during this whole coronavirus thing, right? Just be real, be real. For those of you guys that do have Instagram, um, have you guys been on it a lot more, right? I don't know, like if you guys are just noticing what's going on, but if you guys use Instagram regularly, like I'll be honest, like the last month and a half or so, like my engagement slowly has been going down. It kind of fluctuates a little bit. So basically with Instagram, I'm just looking at my insights and stuff, and over the last few days, and like this is something I noticed with myself. Like I'm getting a lot more just engagement and viewers and people that are on my post on Instagram. And then also with my stories, especially stories are like even, but like sometimes like it just fluctuates back and forth. My stories have been almost like 50, no, not 50%. I think I put 30 to 40% earlier, but yeah, it's almost double. So I guess that's 100% increase, right? So my Instagram stories have a lot more engagement because at the end of the day, people are just bored, right? People are being quarantined. People are not able to go out. People are on social media a lot more. They're just like, I got myself this morning. I was in bed and I was just like just scrolling through Instagram for like a good like half hour to 40 minutes. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. And like this morning I did, and I was like, oh shoot, like because like I'm just seeing everyone posting about coronavirus, right? And all these things are going with, and I follow a lot of PTs. If you guys aren't PTs in here, so just like things, and a lot of healthcare providers like what we should and shouldn't do during the coronavirus and all that stuff. I'm not here to talk about that. Basically, what I've noticed is like I was going through a shit ton of stories, so everyone else was doing the same thing because if you guys know, like usually you probably see like the first 5, 7 to 10 stories that you like hit through at the top, and just like basically your stories disappear after 24 hours if you guys don't know, and basically after that, they just disappear. Okay, so then usually like people will scroll through enough, maybe like 5 to 10 on average, like, and then if you're following like hundreds or thousands of people, like they're gonna be further down the line to use Instagram stories, right? So at this point, people are probably just maxing out because they can't do anything, right? If you're supposed to be going to school, like they're like people are just, if you're supposed to be at work, you're supposed to be at school, you're supposed to be wherever, and you're not going to be there, like you're just gonna be bored and just going through all the social media pages, right? And for those of you that are on Instagram is not like a dead platform or anything at all. Like I still, like that's where I first started with everything, with my business, my growth. It's continually growing there, right? And I haven't checked recently, but I know like basically with Instagram and Facebook, like daily or like active users are about neck and neck, right? It might go back and forth. But regardless, it's a lot of people on both those platforms. Those are the two probably top platforms, right? In YouTube. But basically with Instagram, people are just using stories a lot more. So number one, like what should you do? Like utilize Instagram stories, right? Because people love just creeping on other people, right? I do the same thing. Like I don't ever get on Snapchat. Like this is not my Snapchat, but I went through because I was bored. I was like, so I'm going through other people's Snapchats too, right? And I was just seeing their stories, and it's just a thing, like people, like personal, like I've talked about this before. If you guys haven't heard from me, like reality TV is never gonna go away, right? Do you guys watch any reality TV show? Like be real. Like, do you guys watch any reality TV show? Like, just comment like your favorite reality TV show, right? Like, as much as people like hate them and like don't want to admit it, like I'll admit it. Like I watch it from time to time. Like I'm trying to think of one that I watched recently, but like I'll be honest, I haven't watched one too recently, but like at the end of the day, like 'cause I just don't have cable, but like Jersey Shore, I remember like I used to freaking hate it and I would watch it. Big Brother was another one. This is like last year and stuff. Like, but regardless, like the reason why it exists and it's continuing to go forward with it, like with social media, like we all have our own reality TV show now, right? You can create your own reality TV show. Like all you have to do is literally on Instagram story, hey guys, this is what I'm doing today, right? Whether it's you working out, whether it's you, like, what are you doing during like what you're doing at home, right? So people are just gonna creep on you all the time. Like we do it, other people do it. So take advantage of that, right? So utilizing Instagram stories is something that is just being able to connect with people. And with that, like this, like I know I talked about this before, especially in a couple of the trainings on last week, some of the lives that I've done last week. like I just been creeping on people because people are bored. So give them what they want, right? So just show them a little bit more into you. If you guys haven't, who here has not done an Instagram story before? Comment below if you've never done an Instagram story before. But basically, like just use that to your advantage because, like I'm doing it right and consuming it too, right? So these are, if you guys don't know, like utilizing like the engagement with it, since people are looking at it, like this is your opportunity to not just like, like, yeah, hey, like I'm working out from home today. These are my workouts that I'm doing and posting that stuff. That's great doing stuff with that. But like use that as well. Like if you guys are if you guys are PTs that are jumping on here, like ask people like if they want to do like workouts from home, right? Like doing body weight stuff that's a little bit different maybe. Just ask them what they want, right? It may not be workout, it may not be exercise. Like you can do like polls with, like A or B, like you can pick that. You can even do like the question thing, right? Like how you have 4 options, like even though like that's usually more of like a quiz format, but you can still use that as 4 options for people to pick. You can use, what is it called? Like the, ask me a question. You can ask the question and just have people put answers down below, right? Use that as engagement. Use it as data collection, right? Because if you don't, like, let's say you guys are starting off, right? And if you guys don't know what people want in your, like in your audience, or like you're trying to put next offer out, or you just had a launch, or you're just trying to sell a product, and people don't really know what they want, like literally, like I screenshot everything. I ask polls and it's having fun with it. What do you guys want to know? Blah, 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 and all stuff. And then I just screenshot it, and it could be like 10 different answers, 100 different answers, 20 different answers, whatever, maybe even it's 2 or 3, right? They're literally telling you what they want. And then the next day, hey guys, I'm making a post about literally what one person said, right? Like this is what I'm doing to you guys in the group here, right? You guys, when you guys coming in, what do you guys want to learn from this group, right? When I introduce yourself, what are you looking to get out of this group? And I make content of that to help you guys out, right? So you can do the same thing with your audience. So ask them what they want, and using your stories, because like that's like even if you have super low engagement, like let me see, because not all the people that I follow, I'm trying to pull mine up. Not all the people I follow use Instagram stories, right? And if you guys know from top here, oh, shout out to the PT Hustle here, Kyle Rice, right? So this is the stories that I'm talking about at the top. So those of you guys don't know, Heidi, see the jump, you've never used that. So basically this is all you have to do, right? I'm gonna show you how to use this. So hit the little home button here. Oh, I'm at the home button. So then you scroll to the side, and I could be like, what's up guys? I am doing a live in my Facebook group showing you guys how to use stories, right? And then you do something like that, and then there's little things at the top here, right? You guys can use these polls that I was talking about, right? So there's polls, there's questions, there's quizzes, there's gifts. You can have a countdown. You can have like having people with emojis and stuff, right? And all I have to do is hit send, right? And hit post to your story. Because on your story here, right, if you're looking at up top here, if you're scrolling through, like these are all the stories you can see. Like after a while, like I'll admit it, like some of these people, like I just don't see in a while, but like I follow thousands of people, right? So you can going through here, like that literally I went to the end, right? I just scrolled through there. Like granted, that was probably like, I don't know, like 50 to 100 or so, right? But I follow 3,546 people, right? That was not 3,546 stories, right? It's because it is a lot harder probably to show up in here, right? And I'm gonna we'll go over some of that as well, how to show up a lot more here. I'm going to cover a lot down in masterclass because it's a lot of depth. It's not just one thing that gets you popped up in front of everybody, right? But the thing is, regardless, your stories, like I follow 3,000 people. That is not 3,000 stories. I just go through all those, right? And if you go to the end, the ones at the end are the ones I've already seen too. So I can go back and see them again. So stories are just really big right now because everyone is going through, and they're probably looking at everyone's story at this point. I follow 3,000 people, and like 99% of people aren't using it, right? So yeah, I would definitely recommend just doing that. If you want to be found for people, you have a small amount of followers, you want to increase engagement, like stories. I haven't done this in a while, right? So do you guys use hashtags at all? Do you guys know like how many hashtags you guys can use on a post? So if you guys don't know what hashtags are, if you guys don't use Instagram, that's the little pound sign, right? Or the tic-tac-toe sign that used to be on the phones. They're called hashtags now. Do you guys use hashtags? So yeah, so just using your hashtags in your posts, right? So I'm gonna continue this with stories though. You you guys can use up to 30 hashtags in your feed, right? So hashtag gets you to be able to be found by more people, right? If you use 0 hashtags, you're gonna be found by 0 people, right? People can only see that or your followers, right? So using more hashtags is better. And what Instagram has done now, a lot of people, if you guys don't know this, so my screen is cracked too. I know it's doing this. Shout out to Kyle Rice again. So at the bottom here, you have this little search button, right? So I've been watching a lot of House of Highlights stuff, so that's why y'all see some NBA stuff. I know it's supposed to be more PT stuff, so I need to fix that up. But anyways, like you can actually see stories on here, right? You can see shop, like you can see like shop because you can tag your own products and stuff. If you guys have your own store selling anything at all, you can sell that on there, right? Look at the bottom here, right? This is a story probably, right? Stories can actually be found now. Like the other day, I was like scrolling, I was like, who I was clicking, I was like, why am I looking at people's stories? I thought it was like Instagram TV or Instagram posts or whatever. You can follow stories. You guys know you guys can use yes 30 30 30 hashtag city 26. You can use all 30. Use all 30 on your posts if you can, and things that are related to your niche, which your audience is gonna search, right? But the thing is, do you guys? I don't know if I said this already. I said it in my head because I was like prepping you guys for this. How many hashtags can you use in your story? You guys even know you could use hashtags in your story. But how many hashtags can we use in our Instagram story? If you guys know that, if you guys didn't even know, first of all, you start using your stories if you guys have that. Even if you guys barely use Instagram, like this is something you can just keep people updated, right? And the thing is, if you guys aren't used to doing video yet, you can take a picture of yourself and write a caption on that and put it on top, right? But you can use up to 10 hashtags in your stories. Okay, so when you use hashtags in your stories, it can be found because in the Explore page, people can find that now, right? And if they're on like that, like on the Instagram, on your Instagram, like you can use hashtags in your stories. And if you guys want, like you guys can shrink it because it's gonna be a little tacky, kind of having it like. I'm gonna show y'all a little trick here, right? All right, I'm gonna just okay. I'm gonna take a little picture of me right there, right? So let's say I have this picture, right? I just tap on the screen and I can type in my hashtags, right? So let's say hashtag, I have some of them pre-saved in here just because I have keyboard shortcuts, just make things a little bit easier, right? So you can see all those hashtags, right? And if I do this on here, it's just gonna look tacky, right? Even if I make it a little small, move around, literally what you guys can do, right? This is a little secret for you guys. You guys can just move it super tiny, right? Into a space that has like all this whatever, what's it called? Like the tool background it's all one color, right? Tap it. The secret, what I do to hide it, right? So see that little color picker, the eyedropper, not your eye color. I'm mixing a bunch of words together, right? Oh, yeah. So I hit that, and then I hit something in the background there, right? So I hit done. You can barely see it, right? I can take it, pinch it together. So I put one finger on there, take the other thumb, and just pinch it. Boop. Y'all can't see it no more, right? So then you can use hashtags, 10 hashtags, and you can be thanks, Sarah. But you can be found through hashtags doing that, right? So like trying to be found through your stories now, like use 10 hashtags, be found through there, and then people won't even know. Like another thing, what you could do, right? If you want to be found more, be found outside of your own audience, right? Hit the location button, right? So, oh yeah, so hit that little smiley face guy at the top there, that one, little square, right? I'm trying to do this backwards. And then all you have to do is hit location, right? So let's say right now I'm at Clearwater Beach, right? You gotta know I'm in Florida. So let's say I was doing something, you can tag a business, you can tag a city, and then there are people that go on Clearwater Beach, right? Look at the Clearwater Beach stories, and they're like scrolling through and just creeping on people that way as well. So that's another way to be found, right? Never thought about putting 10, dude. Yeah, use your hashtags in your story, man. Like things have to be found. Like I was like, I don't know when you jumped on, man, but like I was scrolling like on the Explore page. I was like hitting through and finding that I was like looking at random people's stories. Like I don't even follow this person. How did I do that? Because I didn't realize there were you can do that. This was like a new feature over probably the last couple months or something like that. But let's say I'm on Clearwater Beach, right? So then when people are like at Clearwater Beach or they're at a city, let's say I'm in Tampa or St. Pete, a bigger city like that, and people are looking through there they're able to find like they're able to find you, right? Or let's say you're at a coffee shop, right? And you're at a new coffee shop that at a coffee shop that is popular or a start, whatever it is. You can do like actual businesses and stuff too, right? You tag that, like you can be found that way too through Instagram stories. So far, any questions with that? I know I covered a lot with stories, but like I just noticed my stories, my engagement has almost doubled, right? So it's like I was doing the math wrong, but like whatever, like 90, 80% increase, right? So I did 34% increase because I was trying to say 50 was double, but it's not. I can't do math today. But anyways, almost doubling it just because people are just bored, right? So at the end of the day with marketing, right, you just want to be where their eyes are at, right? So if your audience is going to be on the phone all day, they're going to be creeping on people all day. There's only so much like, coronavirus posts that people look at, like have them creep on your stuff, right? Because at the end of the day, like for me, like I'll scroll through enough. Like there's a lot of people that I've been looking through. So that's one thing is just using your stories, using your hashtags, maximizing them out on your stories and on your feed, right? So you want to be found using your capitalizing your hashtags on there. So like I said, just if you guys haven't used it, just share a little bit about yourself, right? If you guys know like just even if you have a post, right? Let's say I made a post today, some people may not see it in my feed, right? Because like I said, like it's easier, it's less competition in the stories because people don't like showing themselves. And if you guys, like I said, don't are comfortable with video, just take a picture of yourself. Start off with a picture, right? And then literally just make the caption, like I said. So I have this Instagram story here. I mean, Instagram post that I made today. There is, you can basically double use your content, right? So then what you can do here, right? And then I can literally just hit add to story. So you guys see that again, the little airplane, the little arrow right there. So you can like, you can comment with a little bubble. And then the third one over there, you can share, add to my story. I can tap it if you want people to look at the caption. If not, and then all you have to do is like, you can do GIFs and stuff now, right? Click on the post to read more about it, right? So if you guys are, whatever you guys are posting now, click on it to read more. You can do GIFs, you can do an arrow. You can make it like small, right? You can put an emoji over top of it to kind of not show people what it is, right? The hide part of it, to kind of create like a little curiosity so people click on it, right? So that's what you want. Just want people to engage a lot more with it. So if you have a post that maybe it's not having as much engagement, you can use old posts too. Like y'all can just go through like, okay, cool. Like I wanted to promote something from like maybe 2 weeks ago. All right, cool. Like just in case, like you guys are on board right now. If y'all know, I run Physio Memes, so it's a lot of memes, PT related stuff. So basically, all you have to do is like, you guys want some more laughter this week? These are things that are super funny stuff that you may have missed from if you guys are new followers, right? Boom. You can scroll back through like whatever, like how far back you want to scroll back, right? And just show old posts. Like it's fine to show old posts. I think a lot of times people are like, oh, that post was a really good post, and people just didn't see it. Like, all right, cool. Like maybe put it to your story, put the little arrow, talk a little more about it to make something engaging, like attention grabbing content, right? Because maybe you just had a bad picture that wasn't engaging. Maybe it was a bad time that you posted. Maybe you guys didn't know about the hashtags, right? Maybe you guys, like, it's all trial and error, right? There's sometimes I'm like, this is a funny ass meme, and I just, probably used a poor choice of hashtags that day, or I had a poor caption that captured people's attention, right? Or whatever that may be. So then I create a new caption for that post. I'm like, okay, cool. Now having a lot more people go back to that post. Like, don't be afraid like to use old posts and to repurpose stuff. Like I have, like I said, like I'm not trying to brag or anything like that. Like I have, let's see here, 44,000 followers, right? I don't have like 44,000 engagement on my stuff, right? Because like even though you have a bigger account, you can reach more people. Like 100% of people don't see your posts every single day, right? There are times where like I have posts that go a little more like more engaged, more viral, be found a lot more. But still, like sometimes those are just people who haven't followed me, right? So like being able to use repurpose your own stuff, right? So like some of the old stuff that you had that you want to repurpose, use that, right? So like my big thing right now is just Instagram stories have just like been blown up. So take advantage of that. If you guys are selling anything, if you guys are just wanting to show more of yourself, your personality, if you guys haven't done an Instagram story yet, go try it out, right? So very cool, awesome, nice. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. What questions do you guys have? Just Instagram stories. I know that's a lot. I'm talking about a couple more things, but like I felt like that's just a lot of stuff just on Instagram stories itself. But like that's where a lot of the tension I've noticed is going right now. like even my personal page that I don't use a lot, like those, like I don't even post, like I rarely post on there, and the engagement is going up there as well, right? So those are definitely good things to do on that. So mathematics and hashtag stories, like everyone is just capitalizing like your audience attention, like whether you're trying to promote a new program, whether you just want to find out more information, right? With just polling your audience, whether you're just doing something fun, whatever it is, right? Like just use that. Gabby, thanks for jumping on. Andrew Tai, Alyssa, thank you for jumping on, guys. But yeah, if you guys have any questions on that, but yeah, just 5 things that stand out. Like for me, like if I done that post, like I didn't post it, I guess I probably should have. But like just do something like silly, just kind of stick out. At the end of the day, you need pattern interruption, right? Comment pattern interruption if you guys like actively do that or know what that is. Like I'm just gonna scroll through all day, right? So maybe this stuff is gonna catch me, right? Boom, boom. Let me just scroll through, whatever. Like all this stuff is going on. Oh, cool. This guy had a show. Like, let's say that's gonna stop me. It's gonna be different for everybody, for different audiences. But for me, maybe because like the reason why I stopped, because like I sell t-shirts for physical therapists and stuff in my store. I was like, okay, cool. Like someone else has a shirt out there. Like, what is that? So I want to see that a little bit more. Okay, let me capture it. He's doing one of these. Like, all right, cool. So I've seen this shirt before, but let's say like sometimes I just want to study and just see what shirts are popular out there, right? So like little things like that. That was a pattern interruption for me, right? COVID-19 stuff. Like I've seen a lot of that. I don't really care for it, right? Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, just do like pattern interruption. Get people to stop scrolling. Because even if you're on Instagram stories, right? Because the thing is, you can just scroll through, right? This is what happened when people are just doing this, right? And you're scrolling through, like, oh, cool. Like I just stop and one. Let's say, oh, hey, look, that's Nicole. Right, so let's say like she uses her use those filters, right? You can have filters too, implementing something new, right? Oh, there she goes, and then like that sparked these things, like stop my interruption there, right? So it's like okay, cool. There's a lot of things that you can use on Instagram. Like Instagram stories are updating. Like I feel like every week there's a new feature that's going on through there. So exactly. So yeah, so there's a new feature all the time. So just like to stay on it, just open it up, just hit the little menu down, like the little square menu with the smiley face, right? And you're just seeing the new features sometimes are coming out with that. So yeah. And the thing is like, what is everyone else doing right now, right? Yeah, cool. Make one post about COVID-19, about coronavirus or whatever, like, but maybe do something different with it, right? Like seeing what, like with marketing and with attention on the, not just social media, but attention anywhere, right? Whether it's brick and mortar business, whether you're driving, whether you're going anywhere, you need something to stop, right? Pattern interruption. We need to stop. We need to hook people when you got people's attention. Like, what is everyone doing right now? There's enough people, educating probably about COVID-19, right? And if your audience, is other healthcare providers, so you coach like David Bailiff is coaching about people with, David is coaching other PTs to start their own mobile practice. So, like maybe just all these tips, right? Maybe they already know everything about COVID-19, right? Unless people have their questions, like, what are you guys doing? But like, maybe put a little twist onto it or whatever it may be, or just talk about something totally different. Like, whatever everyone else is doing, like, you don't have to do like the exact opposite, but just do like something different, right? Or just put a twist to it, right? And that's what I do with a lot of the memes and stuff. Like for me, that's why memes are always a big thing, right? To get attention. Like you may see this meme that was like an image that's been going viral, right? And I take that and I like relate it to PT somehow, right? So just using that, and it's just like maybe it has nothing to do with PT, but just relating it back and just engaging your audience with it, right? Pattern interruption for the win, exactly. So question, what is a sample question you might ask to get clients to ask for your help for them to work with you? I'm trying to get private clients. I've used stories to ask my followers what muscle groups they're working with. So Nicole, like I guess, stop hammer time. Pattern interruption knowledge. So Nicole, do you? So you're an RD, correct? So, like honestly, like just when you do polls, like ask multiple questions. You don't have to ask one question. If you get a dud, you maybe ask the wrong question. People don't really care about that, right? So say like, what do you guys want more? Like maybe ask something specific. Like, what do you like? Would you guys like something about this specifically, A or B, right? So if you stories, ask my follow muscle groups. Let's say you like, you're with working out, right? Like so like, because sometimes if you ask something so general, people are like, I don't really know, right? But if you ask something specific, maybe just give them 2 options. and then maybe go in depth with that. Like what muscles? So you view stories to ask about muscle groups I'm working with, right? So have they given you something back, Nicole, about the muscle groups? Yes. So let's say, okay, cool. Like maybe you can do upper body or the lower body, or like core, or cardio, or like whatever it is, right? So let's say like, are you like people who like to go to the gym? You can't go to the gym, right? Are you having trouble like working out your legs for strength than you normally do, right? Or are you worried about your booty getting smaller, right? Since you can't go to the gym, whatever it is, right? It's just getting more specific with that. Like, no, if it's not, like, when they get it done, ask another question. I think a lot of times we just ask one question and we don't get an answer to it. Like, you might be asking the wrong questions. Ask better questions, right? And then the same thing with like, so just whatever it is, like, just what if you have something with your products or with your services or anything with that, like just continue just to go more specific with it. And if they don't get it, like find something else. Did that help you, Nicole? I can elaborate a little more. So because I know you're in RD, so I didn't know if you were doing like RD on like personal training stuff, if you're focused on like the personal training, working out stuff, or how food relates to muscle groups and stuff, or whatever it is. So just maybe some clarifications with that. If anyone else was on, I know there's a bunch of you guys on right now. Like if you have like, any questions regarding that, just drop them below, right? Like for me, so I guess the last thing with it, like sometimes people say like having too much or too little like stories and stuff. Like for me, like I've been posting a little bit more than usual, just because I've been just kind of seeing what's going on with the world since everyone's like freaking out and everything. I know I'm going from home anyway, so like nothing's really changed, but I'm just trying to observe a lot of the audience, observing what's going on so I can put out more content relating to it. A lot of times people are just like, I can't go to the gym. Oh, I can't eat healthy. Like, Nicole, you're an RD, right? I can't get all the food I want. All the meat's gone, right? Like, what do I do now? Like, how do I get my protein, right? Like, and I like I know that's what some people's like concerns are, right? Or like Kayla, if you're still on, I know you're a plant-based diet, like, so maybe like all the produce is gone, right? Like all the vegetables are gone, like all the bad stuff is gone. Like, how am I supposed to get my nutrients? How am I supposed to get this, whatever, right? And then just being able to like other ways to get supplements, or like I guess some people, like I know you talked about in one of your lives before, like vitamin D, like maybe just be out in the sun, like maybe don't go in a big crowd, but just sunbathe in the backyard. I don't know how it is. I'm in Florida, so it's getting hot. It's hot here, so like I don't know if it's cold up in New York. It was a general question. One day I was sharing with them. I was working upper body. They got a poll for upper or lower. I got a good engagement with that. Thoughts on if they're interested in a muscle building program or cutting. Oh, I like that a lot. RDs for those who lift. Okay, I'm gonna have to training my composition goals. Yeah. So just asking about that, like that is a really good question. Are you guys building, like bulking or cutting, right? And then whichever one you have more, like ultimately you can create one for both, right? But maybe one right now, like who are you getting more? Like what about bulking, right? So like I said, muscle building. Let's say a lot of people have issues with muscle building right now, right? What do you have? Like just ask a question. Like you can do polls or you can keep it open, right? You can do a little bit of both. So like you guys all told me, and like tell them. Like I'm just asking questions, ask questions. Like you guys told me you guys wanted to know more about muscle building. What are you confused about muscle building, right? Do I need to eat protein after a certain time after I work out? Is there a time frame? Is that true? Is that not? How much sleep do I need to get, right? Like how much protein do I need to intake? What's one way to do that if I'm like on a vegetarian or vegan diet or pescatarian diet or whatever, like just like things like that, right? Like questions that you think like, how would I go about muscle building, right? Like I wonder like how much calories do I actually need to eat to bulk up, right? Or cutting, and all the same things, vice versa, right? So kind of if you're one or the other, like if they like cutting or muscle building, then go ask them like what like specifics do you have about that? Like you guys told me already. Let's get more specific, right? You guys made a poll, A or B. You guys did this, right? And if you're not doing that, like try again. Like it's not a big deal with that. You can do the same thing on your feed too. Like I know I'm talking a lot about stories right now. You can do the same thing on your Instagram feed with your posts, right? You can repurpose that. Will Boyd does a really good job with this. I think a lot of times people try to have like all this super colorful, engaging content, which is great, and you can. Sometimes you keep it simple. Like Will Boy would just do a story. Like I see this a lot with him, right? So one thing you can do is go to create mode, right? Oh, sorry. So when you go to your story, you swipe over, right? You can it's usually at normal, so you can take pictures. At the bottom it says create mode. You can literally just type. He literally just typed something like I think he did it today, like about like all the different marketers, like market like this person, sell like this person, offer like this. He literally did it here, probably. Like it looked like he did it here. He had saved, posted on the story, then he posted onto his feed. Like he uses more of a story, then he just takes a story and puts it on his feed. A lot of people do vice versa. He does that, and you can use that for engagement for questions as well. And that stays there for forever too, so you can get more engagement and stuff that way. Hopefully that helps you guys. What other questions do you guys have regarding that? So the thing is, like, just use that to show a little bit about personality for yourself. That's one big thing that, like, I love when people are, like, showing themselves, like, whether it's pictures of them, their dogs, their family, whatever you're comfortable with. You know, some people don't want to show their family, which I totally get. Whether it's you just like just the little things. It has nothing to do with it. Like, granted, like I'm not like an RD or anything. So like if I'm cooking food, I'm like, oh shit, it looks good. And I'll say stuff like, I'll never cook, but like I'll just joke about like, y'all better come wife me up, some stuff like that, right? So then yeah, like, you can say something like that. And just kind of just joke around with it. It has nothing to do with me being a PT. It has nothing to do with me marketing. Just like little fun stuff. Like I already forgot what I posted today, right? So if y'all want to go through, you can check out like like just some funny like TikTok stuff, some other memes, bunch of reshares that people would post about me, just giving shout outs and stuff like that too. Like, but yeah, so hopefully that helps. Like want to maximize with it just because I've noticed like a lot higher engagement with the stories. Like just start there, right? And if anything, just reshare some of your posts onto your stories, ask questions, get engaged, talk to your audience. Like, oh yeah, the last thing, go and engage in other people's stories, right? It's the last thing that I wanted to say. I forgot to say. Go engage in other people's story, right? So let me see, click on one, right? This is GT, right? He has all this stuff going on. Someone tagged him with it. All I want to do is reply. Just hit, oops. Let me go back, right? So I can click on this. If even, like, you do something minimal, right? Let's say you have someone that's following you. You don't know who it is. That maybe potentially won't be one of your clients. This is my soft way of doing it, right? A soft way, like a soft way to kind of enter their world, right? So then I'm like, okay, cool. Okay. A lot of this stuff is about coronavirus, right? Let's say I hit the clap button, right? Clap, 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 clap. Like, I totally agree with you. Or 100, right? There's a lot of emojis you can do with it. Just keep it as that, right? So then what happens after that, they're probably going to double tap. They're going to like your reaction, right? You know, blah, 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 blah. Like, people are so crazy about coronavirus right now. Like, people are so about this. Like, just create a conversation with it that's related to that, right? Let's move on, right? Okay, this is Javi, right? So Marissa had tagged Javi. Congratulations, Javi and Marissa. But they got a gift, right? So they posted this on their story, right? All I can say, like, I can literally just reply back to it right there, make it super easy. Congrats to you guys. Let's say you haven't said congratulations to them yet, right? Oh shoot, I really love those mugs. Oh, who gave you guys it? Just like starting conversations with it. Like when people who put stuff on their stories, they're more likely to be engaging back with you. Because most people, like I said, I follow 3,500 people, only like 150 to 100 of them put something on the story. People posting their stories are more likely to engage with you, more likely to probably buy from you, right? I'm not saying that that's no, like, there are people that have never liked my stuff, have never, like, commented, never shared a post, and, like, they buy stuff from me, right? So I'm not saying that that's, like, an end-all be-all, but, like, to have conversations back and forth, more likely people have the stories. They're on their phones a lot, so they're going to check their messages, right? They're going to check whatever. So I like to follow people and engage people who put stuff on stories. That's my little hack on that, right? So like, just reply back to them and be like, "Oh, I love that. I love those mugs. Where'd you guys get that from? Congratulations. When's your guys' wedding?" Like little things like that, right? Like just create a conversation. That has nothing to do with me trying to sell them a program. It's nothing to do with me trying to talk about marketing, talking about stuff. I'm just creating just general conversation, right? And I think a lot of times, like, people like just think you post stuff and people are just gonna come flock to you. Like, engage back and forth. Unless you guys are at a point in your business where you're so busy you don't have time to engage people because you have like all these things going on and you have enough money coming in. Like, I even then, like, I still say you should probably engage with your audience, right? I think a lot of people, like, I've talked to someone who said that's like, I don't say above them, they're like, I don't have time to engage people, blah, blah, blah. Like, I have 44,000 followers and I still engage with my audience, right? So that's just me personally. You guys can go back, like, go about it how you want to do it. But people who are posting on the stories are going to be more likely to be engaging back with you. Posting a lot, you can, go back and forth. And then the thing is, like, when you interact with that, like, it just, people who you think also may be potential clients, right, who interacted with you before, the more you engage with them, right, the more likely you're going to pop up on their newsfeed, right, in their stories and their feed. Right, so it's like, okay, they've interacted with me before. I haven't really followed with them. Just follow them in the story. Well, it could be a reaction. It could be a message, right? Whatever that is. But like, again, some people I never even like talk anything about my programs to, or my anything that I sell, essentially, right? But I keep them in front of like people who are like, I've noticed that interact a certain way, and I just just message them, just talk about stuff. Like, it could be about the personal life, about story, but it just stays on top of their feed, right? So hopefully that helps you guys. If you guys didn't know, if you guys haven't signed up for the masterclass yet, I'll put a link down below here. I'm doing a big Instagram masterclass. It's gonna be about 2 hours worth. I'm gonna talk a lot about some stuff I'll talk about with just from stories to Instagram feed to just everything that you need to know to grow your Instagram audience, and also to be able to turn your followers into people that are paying customers and clients and patients of yours, right? And you don't need a big follower. Like, I've had people that have had a few hundred followers and have made thousands of dollars on it, right? You don't need a big amount of followers, right? If you have an engaged follower, you're putting out good content, and you're staying in front of people, like that's all that matters, right? If you guys haven't signed up yet, like, who signed up for the master? I know, Michelle, you've already signed up for the master class. Those of you guys are on like the master class, like, just comment if you guys want the link to it. I'll just drop it down below. Okay, I'll drop it in after I end this live video because my keyboard shortcut wasn't working for it. But basically, just gonna cover over all that. It's gonna be on Zoom just because I have an audience on Facebook, and both Facebook and Instagram. So just kind of combine it in one spot. I have a neutral place to do it, and just gonna be delivering. If you guys found any value, comment value. If you found any value, any helpful with any of the stuff that I just talked about today, whether you guys are live or on the replay. But I'm going to give you guys so much more valuable, like, actionable stuff, right? I'm not going to talk about, like, you should maybe do this. This is the theory of this. Like, no, I'm giving you guys actionable stuff, things you guys need to do to change in your Instagram, in your profile, in your posts, in your stories, and being able to convert those followers into patients as well. So I'm going to cover that on Thursday. If you guys can't make it, as long as you guys sign up, I'll give you guys a replay afterwards. I'm not gonna keep the replay. Once you get the replay, you're gonna have it for life. But I won't have like the link to buy it up all the time. So to get into it, but just comment masterclass if you guys want that. I'll drop the link down below. All right. Thank you guys so much. Sign up for the masterclass. I'll drop a link down below after I end this. And as always, guys, make life humorous.